Hey there, you want to learn how to create your own customized transitions between your scenes in Ecamm? Then just stay tuned and watch this video. Have fun! Back to Matson86 here live on YouTube. No, not live, but once again with one of my tutorials. Today I'd like to teach you guys how to create your own customized transitions, which are also known as stingers between different scenes. So as you can see, I'm on my kind of main shot here with my DSLR camera, and if I'd like to move over to show you something with my screen, Ecamm has the option, if you click onto options, transition, where you can have no transition, cross dissolve, white flash, etc. And I'd like to show you how you can create your own customized transition, something like this. Yeah, it's pretty nice and neat, isn't it? And then you kind of move over to your next scene. And I just like to show you how you can create something like that with software you already have on your Mac. So you can use, or I use KeyNote for that one. And then I'll show you what kind of settings you have to make sure you get this pretty cool, smooth transition. All right. So stay with me, and I'd say let's move over to KeyNote. By the way, I'd like to say thank you guys very much for, hold on, let me move over here. Thank you very much for, more than 2,000 clicks and I think about 20-30 subscribers. And yeah, I'm very sorry I haven't been back lately, but yeah, just a lot of things going on at the moment. I hope you all are improving your stream and having fun using Ecamm. I definitely am, so I thought I wanted to share this with you. By the way, the first video was on widgets, right, and alerts, so kind of adding alerts to your YouTube or a Twitch or a Facebook channel. I've tested them all. It works perfectly. And yeah, I'll pretty sure I'll come back and make another video on that, because I've improved my skills there as well, and like to show you a few improvements. Okay, so let's switch over to KeyNote. Welcome back, guys. What we're going to do is we're just going to create a blank presentation. Doesn't matter. And we just got to take all that stuff out, right? I mean, KeyNote is a great alternative. I mean, there's a lot of people in the Ecamm Live community that are doing a lot of animated graphics with KeyNote. I mean, I've done several things. I know there's a lot of other software out there, but it's also good. I mean, I use other software as well, but it's good. I think it's a great thing that you can use the pre-installed Mac software for, yeah, definitely to improve your live streaming experience for your viewers. And as I said, I think a transition or a customized transition or stinger is a pretty nice and neat way, or professional way as well, to move over to the next scene. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to chop this transition down how I created it. We're just going to make one here on the fly. So first thing I would do, just keep in mind all of my settings are in German here, so I'm going to have to kind of translate them, but it's good. It's kind of like a free German lesson too. Is we'll go down to 25% on zoom, that I can see my whole working area, because we're going to have to get the kind of shapes moving in from out here to the center, right? So it makes things easier. So the easiest way is you create two triangles for the stinger transition I just created, but you can also use rectangles or any kind of shapes. You could go from the side or from up and down. I mean, whatever you guys prefer. But I just like to show you how I created this one. So therefore, I'm going to create two rectangles, and then, not rectangles, triangles, I'm sorry. We just make sure you keep the shift, hold the shift button, and just make this pretty much, you want two triangles like that, I'd say, where you hit that center line. And we want to duplicate this one. So either right click duplicate or Command D. And we're going to then rotate it by 180 degrees. And here you can see I've got two shapes the same size pretty much. And we're going to make this one, we're going to color it a nice magenta, and the other one we're going to keep white. I like this. Yeah, we'll go with that. Magenta's pretty cool. Something like that. Okay. Now, the first thing, if we look at my transition stinger that I created, as you can see, the two triangles move in, right? So that's the first thing we need to do. So let's look at our magenta triangle, and we'll set that animation by, once again, going on to animation up here, right there, and add effect. But here, all you need to add is an action, so movement. So it's moving from left to right at the moment, okay? Because this red line here, let's zoom in. This red line here indicates the moving path. So we'll just go back, and we want to make sure we have to pull this original rectangle over here, that you kind of hit that black corner, right? And we'll take the movement and, why isn't this working? Yeah, move it like this. Just that you kind of, you see touch there. There you go. That's pretty good. Okay, that should work. Doesn't have to be perfect, guys. Just play around. You'll figure it out, I'm sure. So if we now click preview, you see it moves in. That's, let me see. Yeah, it's, if you double click onto your action, you can see where it's going to. We'll go, just go a little bit back here. There you go. Now the white one, same procedure. Just do it like this. Hold on. Pull this over here. And then the movement should go over there. And let me see if this works. That's it. No, it's a bit too much, so you got to align it. Now what happens is, obviously, if we look at our animations, which you can do by just clicking on to preview, you can see first the magenta one would move in, and then afterwards the white one. So what we can do is here, I mean, these are the basics. Just to start down here, you can define by saying together with animation 1. So now you get this kind of, let's just zoom in a bit. You get exactly the effect what we want. All right? That's what we want right here. Now you can see I can see the white down there isn't perfectly aligned, so I'm just going to go back and change that a little bit. I mean, this is just really on the fly here, nothing prepared. Now I'm sure there's easier ways, right? But I just like playing around and finding my own style. Yeah, we're getting there. Just want to make sure. See, now we're already touching that black corner over there. That shouldn't happen. So now we're good. Now we're good. Okay. Okay, so this is basically how it should look like after animating both triangles. So we have the magenta triangle on the left, and then the bottom left, and then we got the white triangle on the top right, basically both moving in. Okay, so what I did was, if you look at my stinger once again, they move in, then I have a logo popping in, and then I have a line basically going from here to here, right? So the next thing we would need is obviously a logo. So we're just going to create something very easy. We'll just use a shape. Let's say, I'll just try to teach you something while I'm doing this. I'd say we'll use, I don't know, it's breakfast time here, so I'm in the mood for a cupcake. Let's click onto food. Let me move over here. And there is, I think there's a cupcake, isn't there? Yeah, let's say you're in the cupcake business, okay? So once again, shift. Put this in the center, make that a little bit smaller. Now, a lot of people ask me, is it possible to change the color? Yeah, of course you can change the color if you click on to format, and then you just say whatever, yellow. But there is another function here with KeyNote. You can, if you right click, there's probably, it's called in English, that to take apart or break apart. Yeah, that means KeyNote will make two shapes out of this one original shape, which is pretty cool, because now I can, whatever, make this color up here. Let's say we're, I don't know, Just playing around with colors here. We want this down here to be like a nice yellow, and this on top is, let's say it's white, but it has a blue border. So we just pick line here, and we'll take a blue. Let's make this a little bit bigger. We can see it. And like that. And the same here, we'll just add a line, but we'll make that one white. Now, graphics is always a question. I mean, you can create your own design and do whatever you guys like. I mean, this is just, yeah, very simple. Very simple logo here real quick. We'll just add a cherry on top. What do you think? Let's go for a cherry. Cherry will, so if we go back onto food, cherry is a good example. Do we have cherries? We do. So let's make the cherries red. Now, obviously, the leaves, I don't know, can we break this one apart? We'll see. No, this one doesn't work, unfortunately. I mean, what you could do, I'm always making things more complicated than they should be, but we could create another shape. Let's say a standard shape, like a circle. And put that on top and make that green. Now, you can edit this shape. So now we just add these two together by grouping them. And yeah, this is our cupcake, all right, for example. Okay, so this is our logo, and we'll make, I mean, we can make this complicated if we want to. Why not? We'll add these two together. And yeah, what we want to do is we want to just keep in mind what's happening. We got our both triangles move in, and then we want the logo to kind of scale. All right, so that's what I did with mine. So if you animate and then go on to here, we'll just scale big like that, and we'll set that down to about 0.3 seconds. Should be quick. So like that. Okay. Now, let's say we want the cherry to kind of wiggle a little bit, for example, on the cupcake. I don't know if this is necessary, but we'll just do it. Do the same thing. Same settings here, 0.3. And if we look at our animations, these two, once again, have to come in at the same time. So with animation 3, this is what's going to happen now. See? And then we want the cherries to move back and forth. You can do that here in action, and it's called wackeln in German, so something like that. And then we'll just go down to 0.5, I'd go, and then the intensity. You just got to play around a little bit. This is a higher intensity. Like that. All right. I'm not happy with that leaf, but we'll just keep it, all right, because this is just a tutorial. So, and this obviously happens after animation 4. Now you got to make sure that when you're creating a transition or a stinger, that is not too long. I say max 3 seconds. I mean, because you're, once again, you're moving from one scene to the next, so it shouldn't be that long. Okay. So now this here, once again, these two happen at the same time, and then we want this here to kind of be, or the animation should start as soon as the two triangles have moved in. So we'll just add here after animation 2. So what happens? Look. Okay, pretty cool. So we got the triangles coming in, the cupcake flies in, the cherries move, and now all we have to do is get them to move back out. Right, that you have a smooth transition. That's what I'm trying to say, right? Because if you, I'll just show you, they're moving in, and now they move out. You know, it's just a smoother transition. And if in just case you just, you know, bring them in and then you're boom, you're there. You know, that's something you don't want. I mean, you can decide on your own. I mean, it's up to you. But okay, so what we'll do is we'll take these triangles, and we'll add an animation called, let me see. You could, for example, do, yeah, that they kind of wipe. So that would be here at the end of your animation. And it's called in German Vision. So down here under the blur effect. But we want it to move. So let's go back to 25% that we can say where it's going to. Not from left, right, but from upright. Upright, that's what I wanted to pick. Yes, that's what we want. You see? So obviously if we're going down, if we're now going from the upper right corner, the other one has to go, same effect. Not from left, but it has to go from the left down. Try again. There you go. Now these two should happen at the same time again. So this animation together with animation 6. And these two obviously happen after the cupcake. So after animation 5. So let's have a look. Okay, now the cupcake is still here. And let me see, what did I do here? Yeah, okay, I know. We can now, we want these three to the cupcake. I know it's a bit tricky tutorial today, but I mean, once you build your own, you're gonna love it. This needs to disappear, so we'll just, for example, use fade and scale. But we're not going, we don't want to get smaller, we want to get bigger. So we'll go up, once again, we'll gotta make sure you don't have too much time on your transition. We'll go up to 200%, is a pretty good value here. And the same thing with the cherries. We want 0.3 seconds and 200%. And these two happen at the same time. And they are before, that should happen before the rectangle's open. So, the triangle's open, I'm sorry. One more time. Here. No, what will happen here? In 200. Okay. Hold on. Okay, let me see if this works. Yeah. To set this down to 0.3 as well. Let me see. And we gotta make sure it's with animation 6. That's what we want. Here you go. See? Yep. Now this here is, we're gonna have to set down to, let me see, what could we use here? I'm just checking what I had for previous settings here, also down to 0.3. So I know it's a bit tricky and it's a bit complicated, but we'll look at this at the end one more time. I'm just showing you how this works. Set this down to 0.3 seconds again, and now you'll have a quick animation. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. All right? Okay, so what happens is you have to imagine in the background, there is no background. The background is going to be your next scene. So we'll have a look one more time. All right. So I don't know why I picked a cupcake, but yeah, all right. That's fine. Cupcake with a cherry. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, we could obviously add another effect, which is pretty cool, I think. Just let me have a look. Yeah, let's say we want a light blue line. I'll show you what I'm doing. We'll take a line here. Just make sure we change the color to blue and just make it fat that we can see it. And we're just going to connect this corner. Now there's an animation, or there's an effect using KeyNote where you can draw a line. So if you look at my transition once again, that's what happens. Logo comes in, I'll draw then a quick line, and then the effect one more time. Okay, so we want that to happen too. So there's an animation called draw a line, and then we click onto there, animate, draw a line. Okay, move that a bit over. So we have, now that should work. This is just going in, and the other one is just going out. As far as I would say, as far as I remember, yep, that's how it works. And this has to go here. Good. Try again. That's it. See? So, have a look one more time. I'm going to just set this a bit over to the right. Oops, sorry, no, I just started presentation mode. Okay, preview. Okay. A bit more to the right. Okay. I have no idea why I picked a cherry, but that's cool. We'll go for the cherry. Now what else we could do is a bit more extended here is we could add a kind of a sparkling effect to the cherry, for example. How? I'll teach you. We'll create a shape. We'll take this line here. Something like that. And then we want to move it right onto here. Like this. Okay, now what we want to do is, talking about this line here, it makes sense to pick that first. And it's down here. Okay, now we have to make sure, see that's a really nice effect, but you have to really go down to about 0.3 seconds. 0.2, I would say. And we'll put that basically when the cherries land. I'm going to put that in front of before they start wiggling. Now what's going to happen is you can see the line. You'll see. See? Now we're going to have to make sure that this line, that we draw this line as well before. Oh no, we can also... Yeah. Let me see real quick. Just put that on top here as well. Okay. Now. Now, the line, you don't want the people to see the line, so you can go down with the line and just set the transparency of the line to about, let me see if this works, 10%. maybe 20. But you can see you have a little nice sparkling effect here on top of your cherry. I think it's pretty nice. I mean, it's just all extra, but so now you can see I'm not very happy with this, you know, these two triangles not hitting each other in the center. So we're just gonna go down and move this a little bit to the left like that. Now it should be good. Yeah, so I think it's pretty cool. What do you guys think? So let's have a look at it. Moving in, cherries. Now that blue line, I'm gonna move over a little bit to the right. I know it's a little bit tricky here, but that's all right. So we're getting close, guys. We're getting close. Let's try again. Yeah, that's what we want. Now let's say, yeah, I'm making this. I'm trying to pull out all kinds of tricks now. So we got sparkling on the cherry. I showed you how you can do that. I mean, these are all little, you know, small details. I mean, I don't know if you really need it, but if you look at my transition, you can see the finger kind of sparkles. And I just wanted to show you how I did that one. I do a lot, you know, I don't just use Ecamm for online trainings and stuff, but I use Ecamm for a lot of different things. And I think I try to max out its creativity when it comes over to using overlays and especially together with the Stream Deck, triggering new things and so on. So if you're interested and you'd like to see more tricks outside of the box and not just the standard things, then yeah, just perhaps you could subscribe or yeah, just leave a comment. I hope you're enjoying this. It's been a bit, you know, let's put it like maybe a bit too quick, maybe a bit too unorganized, but yeah, I just like doing things on the fly, you know. So okay, so we have our transition pretty much. Yeah, I just wanted to say let's add something like a title onto that cupcake. So let's move back to our KeyNote, and we want to add something. And yeah, you can do that. That's very simple by just adding a text inside. Double click onto your shape, and then it will add a text, and we'll just call it good title for cupcakes, bacon shake. I like that because cherries are shaking. Bacon shake. So then we'll just kind of find a nice little text that fits here, whatever you guys prefer. So now we're going to have a look at this one more time. We finally found a font after about trying 500. Yeah, probably not the best way, but that's fine. It's all about, you know, I just want to keep it simple and keep this inside the layer. Then I'll have to add another animation. So we'll look at all the animations one more time. Now where is, there it is. Now maybe the sparkling can be edited a little bit more. Sparkling's 1.5 seconds. If, let me think, you gotta think. Yeah, we need to, if we go down with the speed, you have the bigger effect. You see what I'm saying? You don't go down with the speed, but if you add up the speed, that's what I mean. You make it quicker, you have that sparkling effect. Now, if you want to, I mean, you could also put, let's just wrap it up here, guys. Let's wrap it up here. So now this is where it gets important. You just got to make sure you set your background color. This is to none. no background. And then you have to export it to a movie, a film. Now what you do here, these are the important settings. You have to make sure you have Apple ProRes. Hold on. Apple ProRes. And because that allows you to add transparent backgrounds, but I'm sure most of you know this already. I keep 60 frames per second and resolution is good. And then up here, you set these both down to 0. Because they basically tell you when the next animation is going to happen in your film. So we just want them to pop up right after each other. So let's export this. I love this new Mac. And then we'll go over here. So now this is where it gets tricky. I'll put on my live demo mode. Now what we have to do is we have to add this new stinger as an extra slide. So we'll just create a new slide. This is here, by the way. This is the onboard face cam. And as you all know, you have to choose a file, adding a video on top of here. We'll use the cupcake stinger. And what we want to do is that we set this down here. The stinger goes to the next scene. So now I'm here. Welcome to Mattson86. Thank you guys for joining in and for looking at this super difficult tutorial on how to create your own stinger. But I think if we look at the result, it's not that bad, right? So now, as you can see here in this scene, I've got my picture-in-picture on, so I want to turn that off. I just have the Stream Deck. That's how I could do that quick. And I'll just move back. Okay, once again. And yeah, so today we worked on how to create your own stinger transition. I think it's a pretty cool effect. It was a bit complicated, the one I did, because I added a few extra tricks and tips. I hope you guys are enjoying my channel. It's a little bit different. It's not that super professional, but I'm just trying to explain how you can use some of the tools you already have and just, create things that will definitely, put a positive impact onto your stream. So my name is Matt. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you guys liked the tutorial, then leave a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Visit me if you want to, Mattson86 on Twitch. I'll be posting more videos in future. I hope this one was not that complicated. I think it was a bit more advanced. If you have any questions, just drop a comment. As you can see in the previous video, I try to respond as quick as possible. Thank you guys. All the best. Stay safe. Bye-bye.